Okay. First of all, thanks for joining, guys. Let me share my screen. Let me know once it's visible.
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Okay. So this is the part three. I have already uploaded the last two videos on YouTube. So this video I'll also upload to the on this coming Sunday. So you can watch, and later on also you can refer the same video. So the first question is, I believe everyone is preparing for the interview, or you want you have joined to enhance your knowledge or want to discuss something.
Yes, sir, I am preparing for interview.
Okay, okay, great. So, and one thing, like after when I'll be asking the questions, you can, if anyone knows the answer, you can just unmute yourself and you can answer the question. And at the end of when we are done with the all questions, then I will explain each and everything one by one. Okay, and also I'll be sharing the feedback also on which topic you need to work hard or okay. So the first question is, what are the prerequisites to install the HA vault, or you can say the cluster vault? No answer?
All right. The standalone hold I know, but not the cluster.
Sir, may
Yes, 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 please go ahead.
we need SAN drive and quorum disk,
Okay.
and for HA we need
Yes, 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 please go ahead. Yep.
it's like a identical wall server, no sir. So we need the same type of master keys and operator keys to be installed on both the servers.
Mm-hmm.
So required to install both.
Okay. And other,
Mm,
any other
yeah.
requirement? Okay.
It
So
is not
if,
domain one.
yep. Others, if anyone knows the answer, you can please answer to this question. Prerequisites to install the HA. So you can say HA, it's a high availability or cluster vault or active passive concept if you remember with the active passive. Okay, so moving to next question. I'll be explaining all these questions at the end of this session. Okay, so moving to next question. If you want to change the CyberArk inbuilt users, your administrator's password, like when you install the Vault server, an administrator and other accounts gets created, inbuilt users. So which password complexity you need to follow? Which file you need to refer? Like this, as per this password complexity, you can change the password of your inbuilt users.
Like one uppercase, one lowercase, and one numeric number.
Now the name of that file, which file you need to refer, and if you let's suppose if you want to
Wait,
increase,
file.
no,
I guess passpalm.ini.
yes, correct. The pass palm.ini file which is there on your vault. Okay, so what are the different types of CPM plugins?
DLL file.
Yep, yep. Go ahead.
DLL file for Windows and process and prompt for Linux.
The name of that plugin, like you have the some logic on which your plugin controller works. So those types. Uh, some noise is coming. Can someone go on mute? I think some background noise. Yep. Thank you. So others, if you want to answer to this question, please go ahead.
C++ plugin.
Yes, go ahead. Yeah, correct.
I remember only one.
Okay.
Python also there, no, sir?
That's a language, not a plugin. Okay. Moving to next question. How to add a new parameter to PVWA reports? Let's suppose you are downloading a report, your compliance report or privilege inventory report, and if you wanted to add some parameter in that report, let's suppose you want to add creation date or some change failure reason or verification failure reason, if you wanted to add. So how you can add? Yep. Okay. Yes. So I believe you all understood the question, what I'm trying to ask. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, yes, please.
In the administrator tab options.
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead. Yes. So let me repeat the question again. So let's suppose you download a report and you see you want to find out when this account was onboarded or when it was created in PVWA. But by default that parameter is not there in the reports. So if you want to your parameter, like you want to know the creation date, like when this account was created, so how you can add that parameter and to which file you can add it? Okay, silence means no. Okay, moving to next question. The next question is what permissions a user should have to see the reports tab in PVWA? When you, yes, please go ahead.
PVWA monitor,
Okay,
auditor person, permission.
that's it.
Audit permission.
Not the audit, but yes, you should be part of the auditor group, auditor and PVWA monitor both. Okay, moving to next. Okay, let's suppose if your production vault is down. So how you can just redirect your components like PVWA, PSM, CPM, and any other components to the DR vault, your
Yeah,
secondary site.
in vault.ini file in PSM and the PVWA server, we put the DR vault IP.
Okay, and
And
then
CPM, we have also put the IP first.
okay, so providing the IP and that's it.
Yes, like Traceable replication. If it is if we do the failover practice, then we have to do traceable replication. Otherwise, we can do this.
Which replication? Full replication you mean to say?
Traceable, yes, full replication. Delete last two line and failover mode no.
Yeah, that's the concept of running a full replication,
Yes.
not which is not related to this. You are partially correct.
Then sir, we have to restart the services,
Yes,
password
correct,
manager,
correct.
password manager, and these things.
Yep.
Yes.
Because when let's suppose in the vault.ini file, if you are not providing, you haven't provided your DRIP, and you are making the changes. So when your DR vault is up, it's active, you need to restart your PVWA, your PSM, CPM services. Then only they will be pointed to the DR. So service start is required if you are making the changes in the vault.ini. If it's already there, then your component can auto switch if you have already provided both the IPs. Okay, moving to next question. So next question is how you can add a new LDAP host in CyberArk. You have integrated your Active Directory with CyberArk. And let's suppose in Active Directory you have created new domain server, new domain controller, and you want to add those domain controllers to CyberArk. So how you can add those LDAP host in CyberArk?
In vault server host file,
Sorry, can you
in vault
come?
server host file, we have to add this, the domain, fully qualified domain.
Okay, and anything else? Others are all quite. Rajesh, Abdul, Ashish.
It's like I am replying, sir, Rajesh.
Okay, Rajesh. Okay, Ashish, Abdul.
Sir, may I?
Yes, please go ahead.
So this is how Vault communicate to LDAP domain controller. Is this what you are asking, sir?
No, I'm asking you have integrated your AD with the CyberArk. So now you have installed some new domain controllers. You have created new host in your Active Directory, and if you wanted to add those host to the CyberArk. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's suppose you have installed a new Active Directory, new LDAP hosts, or you can say the new domain controllers you have installed it, and you
Yes.
want to decommission the previous domain controllers. So, but before that, you need to add it to CyberArk. Otherwise, all of a sudden, uh, the users will lose can will not be able to log into CyberArk if they are using LDAP authentication.
Also have to create a bind user like in new
Yeah,
domain.
bind user is already there.
In new domain.
Yep.
Uh, Sir, like you said, the new LDAP integration to the PVWA console, right?
Yep.
In the user provisioning where we add the new Active Directory, like if any region, if
Yes,
any
yes.
new domain.
Correct.
So like yeah, so that would be in the user provisioning and the LDAP integrations, and just just enter the LDAP over SSL.
No, that is you are telling about how to integrate the LDAP, like LDAP integration with CyberArk. But LDAP integration is already
Oh,
done. You want to have more LDAP host. You wanted to add more your domain controller servers to CyberArk, because uh, in your production there will be more domain controllers. It will not be like you are only having one active directory, one domain controller. There will be multiple domain controllers, correct? Because if, let's suppose, if one domain controller is down, then they have another domain controllers, because every your data, every user profile, everything and security groups are created on the domain controller only, on your AD. So you will be having multiple servers there itself. So how you can just add a new LDAP server to CyberArk? That's the ask. Okay. Moving to next question. We'll explain all these questions at the end of this session. Okay. Next question is how you can point one PSM. Let's suppose uh, you have 5 or 10 PSMs and all are load balanced, but you want to test it out one PSM, only single PSM. You want to test it out with one account to connect to a target server, and you want that connection should happen from one specific PSM only, because in a load balancer first request will go to your load balancer, then it will uh, be redirected to any of the PSM as per the algorithm. But if
Like
you wanted to, yes please.
in PSM server, there is option like in PSM server we have to put the PSM base IP.
Where you need to put,
In PVW there is option in PSM. Then click like PSM server. Then after that the extra server is there. So in PSM server we have to put the PSM IP, like which IP you want to connect.
IP, the, yeah, but not the correct answer. Where you need to put, because it's not on the PSM server. Because
No, sir.
yes
In
please.
PVW, sir.
Yeah, okay, in PVW where you need to put.
Like in configuration option there is option like PSM. PSM server there is first we have to put.
No.
Sir, in the policy section,
You mean to say master policy?
yeah.
No.
Sir, from administration tab, there is a platform management.
Yep.
From there, UI and workflows, so we have PSM.
Yes,
So
correct. In the, let's suppose if there is an account, admin account, you have onboarded to a platform. It's a Windows account, Windows platform or any Unix platform. So when you will edit that platform, there is an option, PSM ID. If you will expand that UI and workflow, there is a privilege session management tab is there. If you will click on it, there is a PSM ID. And if you will define the host name of your PSM server, so automatically the connection will be built from that PSM only. But after defining it, you need to restart your PSM service, because after making any changes, it takes around 15 to 20 minutes, which is the refreshal period, refreshal policies period. So if you will restart the service, automatically it will be immediate. Then you can test the connection. And there is a format like you can use PSM hyphen and host name of that PSM server. Okay. Next question is which user can be used to restore the vault? Let's
Operator,
yes,
operator,
yep, correct. And why we are using the operator user?
like it is the permission of restore the like what permission in
Yep.
private
Okay, so how that restore user is getting added to,
is a tell again.
like how that restore that operator user is getting added and how it's able to restore the every your data.
Using PA recover.
Not the PA recover, it's
PA
PA
restore,
restore. Yeah,
PA restore.exe, then hold.inf,
Sorry.
and then
yep,
operator. Then you have to give the restore. Then
yep, correct. But okay, we'll explain after this. Okay, many others are joining. Okay, moving to next question. What would be a size of a video recording for a Windows or Unix or any another if you are connecting to a Windows server or Unix or database, any platform you can say. So what would be the estimated size of your recording? How we calculate this recording? This size, like, because you need to define the size of your vault, the disk space, drive size. So how you can just calculate it, how you will get an idea, because there will be, when you connect to a target server, video recording gets initiated, and it will record the complete session, whether it's Windows or Linux or any platform. I believe everyone understood the question, or
yes, sir, understood.
100 KB minute for SSH and SQL sessions.
sorry.
100 KB per minute for the SSH sessions.
Yep. And for Windows,
I'm not sure, but it's a 240 plus 250 KB or 240.
no, you were very close. Hello. Yes,
Yes.
guys, go ahead.
Like, sorry, sir, I have no idea about these things.
Okay, no worries. Others, anyone want to answer this? Okay, moving to next. Oh, that's it. We have that much questions for today. I think there were only 10 questions, I believe. Okay, so let's start with the first question. Before that, anyone has anything to ask? Wanted to discuss something? No questions?
Sir, what is the
So
main
one
difference?
question,
Yes, please go ahead.
sir. My question is whenever we install any component in the CyberArk, uh, like the PVWA and CPM.
Mm-hmm.
So that hardening, like the PowerShell script, it is provided by the CyberArk, or it's our job to create that script.
It's provided by CyberArk. It's in your setup file. When you will see the edit the setup file, you will find that.
Okay, and sir, when we run that file in the PowerShell as an administrator user, so it's the get hyphen execution policy, set hyphen execution policy. So these are the steps which is also in the lab. So this is the correct way to perform that.
Sorry, can you
or to
come
run
again?
the
I missed your question. Can you please come again?
uh, so just like the script which the CyberArk is provided to us. So
Mm-hmm.
when before install the setup file
Mm-hmm.
uh, in the PowerShell, if I execute some commands like the get hyphen execution policy and a set hyphen execution policy,
Mm-hmm.
uh, uh, bypass hyphen scope
Yep.
process.
Yep.
So the same step we perform in every like in the company domain as well, right?
No, no, no.
In the company.
It's like that. Like sometimes your PowerShell doesn't have the permission to execute that script. So
Okay.
that's why you need to run, and this is specifically for your PSM only. Because for the PSM,
PS.
you need to, because while installing, what happens? Let's suppose a company, your client just provide you the server details. So by default, they just install the antivirus onto that server. So sometimes your PowerShell everything is getting blocked while installing the PSM also, or you need to, that's why you need to just run that command to unlock that thing so that that script can be executed. But this is related to PSM only. Rest of your CPM and PVWA, they only have one script to run for the hardening. So you can just
Oh,
directly open your PowerShell run as administrator, and then you can just execute that script.
thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay. So the first question was prerequisites to install the HA vault. So HA is your active passive concept, your high availability, or you can say the cluster. So the prerequisites remain the same, but there are some additional, like let's suppose you need to have the .NET framework, and your machine should be part of a work group only, not a domain. And you need to have all the your software prerequisites to install, like just like how it is installed in the like your standalone is installed. But in the HA, you have the extra requirement. Like you need to have your SAN drive, storage area network. You need to have your quorum disk. Then you need to have two IP for each node. Public IP, private IP for your active node, public and another public IP and private IP for another node. Okay, it is okay. So you need to have the 4 IP and extra virtual IP also. So these are the main requirement to install a HA vault. Rest the requirement to install the HA is just like your standalone only. But additional requirement is you need to have a quorum disk, your storage area network. So because your active passive server will be sharing the common storage only. Then only when your active server will be down, automatically your passive server will come online. So when it is asked in the interview, you need to tell like you need to have the .NET framework installed. It should be part of the work group only, not in the domain. Then you need to have the storage SAN drive, your quorum disk, and need to have the public and private IP for every active node and the passive node, and then one more virtual IP also. So these are the prerequisites to install the HA Vault, your active passive concept. Next question is, I believe everyone answered this question correctly. So the file is passpalm.ini file. So when you install the Vault server, there are few configuration file gets installed with it. Like you have dbpalm.ini, tspalm.ini, passpalm.ini. So if you want to change the password of your administrator or inbuilt CyberArk users, like let's suppose if you will log into private R client and if you are changing the password, so this is the passpalm.ini file. You will get the your complexity, like total uh, your total characters, how many uppercase and lowercase, numeric and special characters. And you can also change that password complexity if you want. Okay. Okay, so the types of CPM plugins. So, okay, first of all, what are the CPM plugins? When you want to change the password of an account, that logic, like how your plugin controller is will routing your request to those plugins, and then your password is changed and verified and reconciled. So there are three types of plugins in CyberArk. One is the C++ plugin, which is based on your C++ language. Another plugin is .NET Frame. You can use your .NET language to create the plugins. Second is on your terminal and scripting, which is your process and prompt file. And that terminal and scripting, you can use the PowerShell or Python or C script or VB script, and different languages you can use to create the plugins. And why we create the plugins? And because many of the plugins already provided by CyberArk, but there are some URL based account. Let's suppose you have your Gmail account and you log into your Gmail account with your Gmail address. And if you want to create a plugin to change the password of your Gmail account, you need to either you can write in a PowerShell, or you can use the another languages also, Python, etc. Because those password change is not provided by CyberArk out of the box. We need to customize to change the password of those accounts, specifically for the URL based account only, not the others, because for many of your Windows, Linux or database, it's already provided by CyberArk out of the box. Okay, moving to next question, how to add a new parameter to PVWA reports. I think Rajesh, you was correct. So when you will go to the administration tab and then options, there is a report section and there is a output field. So you can add a parameter, right click and add a parameter. Let's suppose if you want to add a parameter, you want to see a creation date. Like you onboarded one account in CyberArk, but you don't know when this account was onboarded in CyberArk, and but you want to get that detail. So you can just add a parameter which is a creation date. Just right click and add property and just paste that creation date, and just save and just reset the IS services, so that when you will log in again to the PVWA, when you will download that report, it will have that creation date parameter in the report section in the Excel sheet when you will download that. So you can just find out like when the accounts were onboarded in CyberArk. And similarly, you can you can add other parameters like verify failure, or if you want to know the why this account was failed to verify or change. So you can add that parameter in your reports. And there are different reports provided by CyberArk. You have inventory, entitlement, compliance, activity, and your application inventory. So if you want to which report you want to add a parameter, in that report only you need to expand and you just need to go to the output field. Okay. Next question is what permissions a user should have to see the reports tab in PVWA. So reports tab, when you log into the PVWA console, there is a tab reports. So when you will add a user to the auditors and PVWA monitor group, you need to add to the both the groups. Then you will see the report section in your PVWA. These are the inbuilt groups of your CyberArk. When you install the CyberArk Vault, there are many inbuilt groups gets created. So you need to add to your auditor and PVWA monitor group. Next question was, if your production vault is down, how you can redirect your other components to DR vault. So it was, I think Rajesh gave the correct answer. So you just need to, there is a vault.ini file on every component server. When you have installed your PSM, CPM and PVWA, so when you will go to the installation directory of those components, you will see a vault.ini file. In the vault.ini file, you will see the IP address of your production vault. So in the same file, you can just provide your DR vault IP separated by comma. So what will happen when your production vault is down? So automatically your PVW and PSM will shift to that another IP, and it will your PVW will try to, or your PSM will try to communicate to that another IP automatically. And you can, after providing this, if you are doing for the first time, just restart the services of your PVWA, PSM, CPM if you want to point your CPM also. Okay. Next question was how to add a new LDAP host. LDAP host means you have installed a new domain controller in your production, and you want that DC to be also be integrated with CyberArk. So when you will go to the administration tab, there is a LDAP integration. You will see LDAP setting. You will find. So just click on it, and there is an option to add a LDAP host. And if you will right click, there is an option add LDAP host. So you can just add the FQDN of your new DC, and you can provide the port number, and you can just apply and OK. Then you need to log into your Vault server, and you need to make the same entry in your host file of that Vault server, so that your Vault can recognize, yes, this is the new DC, and it can resolve that address, because your Vault is not part of the domain. It doesn't have DNS, so it requires that entry in the host file, so that it can resolve the address and it can communicate to that particular host. And you need to make the same changes on your DR vault also, which you have made on your production vault, because when your DR vault will be coming live, so in that scenario you shouldn't have that issue. So identical configuration should be there on your production and the DR vault. Okay, how to point one PSM to one account, or you can say the one platform. So this is done, let's suppose if you want to test it out one PSM, or there is some issue going on with one PSM. So you can just edit the platform, and you can just provide the ID of your that PSM server. You can just provide PSM hyphen and the host name of that PSM server. So automatically when you will initiate that connection from that platform, it will be established from that particular PSM only. It will not go to other PSMs, because you have pointed for single PSM. This is basically done for the testing purpose, or if you are troubleshooting something, some issue, and some issue is going on with one PSM, you can test it out in the same way. Okay, which user can be used to restore the vault? So you can use the generally operator user is used, but let's suppose if you want to use a different user, that user should have the restore permission on every safe. Restore permission should be granted to that user. So by default, this is the operator user. When you create a new safe, automatically that operator user gets added to that safe with the restore permission, and that is required to restore your complete data. When your production is down, your DR is also down, nothing is there, you can use the your PA restore utility, and you can use that operator user to restore your complete production just like before. Okay. Next question was, what would be the size of when you are connecting to a target server? So there is a video recording. So there is a size of that recording. So when you are connected to a Windows, then the size of that recording will be approx 250 to 300 KB per minute. And for your Linux, it will be 50 to 100 KB per minute. Approx it will be. So on the basis of that, we just calculate the space, like how much space we should have on the vault, because all your recordings are going to store on the vault server only at the end. So accordingly, you need to calculate the space, your disk, your drive size. If you will have the less drive size, your recordings will be not stored and you will not be able to connect to the target server. So you need these things are calculated prior to the implementation. When you get an implementation project, then only you just need to calculate these things. Okay. Okay.
Sir,
Yes, please go ahead.
sir, sir, one question.
Yeah.
Like, what would be the recommended space for the world server if we keep the recording like 6 months at least?
It depending upon your connection. Let's suppose on daily basis, uh, you are recordings are consuming 10 GB or 10 GB. Let's suppose 1 GB only, and so your monthly it will be 30. And if you want to calculate for 6 months, then it will be 180. So 180 plus your 20 GB extra we should have. So in that case, you should have at least 200 GB space on your vault server.
And sir, also we have to calculate like 500 session in the on the first half, and 500 session of in the second half of each time, like in the 24 hours of hours
Yes,
company
yes.
basis.
You need to
So
calculate on the per day basis, and this will be estimated only. Because someday the connection will be less, someday connection can be more. So you need to have a approx idea, and we always need to have the more space. So we shouldn't have the exact, because let's suppose one day there were more connections, there were more recordings, so which will just fill out your disk space. So it totally depends upon the number of connections you have on daily basis.
got it, sir. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. Others, if anyone has any questions to ask.
Like say OPM and EPM main difference, like these things. Like
Sorry, EPM?
OPM and EPM.
OPM is a Linux based, which is used to control your admin privileges, because your root account is a super user. So you can restrict the commands to run, like your root user cannot run this command. You can restrict using the OPM. But EPM is an endpoint privilege manager, which works as an antivirus, which can be used to whitelist and blacklist some of the applications running on your desktop, on your system. That is your EPM. Both are different products.
Okay, sir.
And guys, one thing I would recommend, because the questions which I asked today, these are very basic questions. These are not the advanced question. These are only, you can say L1, or there were one or two questions which was L2 level. So there were no questions which were for L3 levels. So you can just practice, because uh, in the interview, I know sometime they are asking the high level questions and scenario based also. Most of the time nowadays, they are focusing more on the scenario. They will be giving a scenario, like in this scenario, what would be your approach, how you will tackle this. So if your basics are strong, then you can always answer any questions. So focus on the first, clear your basic part. When you are good, let's suppose you want to learn CyberArk. So let's take a component one by one. One component one by one you can take it. Don't jump directly to the advanced topic. When you are good with the vault, your PVWA, CPM and PSM, these are the mandatory components. If you let's suppose you have learned about these components, and if you want to, then you can jump to the advanced topics.
Hello, sir.
Yep.
So when we joining like L1 resources, so we have to do the manual installation, like these things, Vault, CPM,
Yep.
PSM.
Yep. So you can try installing in your lab also, and because if you are a L1 or L2 or L3 also, you should be good on the basic components. If any question is asked related to your vault, at least you should have 60 to 70% knowledge on that product, on that component. Because I know every component is very vast. If you will start learning vault also, at least you have 40-15% knowledge. You should know about the services, the log files, which file to look for. Then it will help you out only in the interview and while working in CyberArk also. Okay.
Like insert dual control, like the how the message, like in SMTP integration, then the message will like deliver after.
So SMTP integration is generally used to send out the notification to the vault admins or to the safe owners or whoever you want to send the notification. So your dual control will automatically, if your SMTP is configured, automatically you will get a request. Like if you have configured the dual control, a user will be filling out that form, like he need the access to this account for this time period. So that request will be sent out to your manager or uh, the the owner of that account, the safe owner, and he can just review and he can just and it will be sent out via mail only from CyberArk. Okay, any questions, guys? Okay, I think someone has been. Abdul has asked about the SIM. So SIM is not a CyberArk product. It's used for the event management. Because on the Vault server there are many logs gets generated. So what we do, we just configure the Vault with the SIM so that you can send the logs, event logs to your SIM tool, whether it's a Splunk, QRadar, and ArcSight, etc. Because those tools are used for managing your logs, and you can also create the use cases on those tools. Let's suppose a user is logging to PVWA with the administrator account or with the CyberArk administrator account. So if you have configured the SIM tool and if you have created the use case on your SIM tool, so automatically a notification will be sent out to your managers or to a DL or to a, let's suppose you have a separate email for your CyberArk team. So notification will be sent out to them. Yeah, this was the user who logged in, who tried to log into this PVWA using this administrator account. And similarly, you can create the different use cases. So those are your SIM. And in every company you will find your SIM integration with the Vault to manage, because it will be easy for you to manage the logs, and you can create some use cases and some automatic notifications.
Hello, sir. Oh, hello.
Yes, go ahead.
Sir, we cannot log in as a master user in PVWA. Like
Yes, you
you,
cannot log in.
it is restriction from the cyber
No,
or
no, yeah, restriction, because when you log into the PVWA, your PVWA gateway account provision, that PVWA gateway account provide you the uh, like it grant you the login access, but the master user is a super user. So no other user can grant him the cannot impersonate that user to log into PVWA. So that's why your master user cannot log in from PVWA. It can log in from the private ARC client only. Okay, more questions, guys? So Abdul, for the SNMP, there is a pair agent.ini file. You need to configure the SNMP configuration, the IP address, what services you want to monitor. You need to provide in the pair agent.ini file, which is there on your Vault server. And then rest of the configuration is done on the SNMP server using the MIB files. And that is taken care by a separate team. And your version V1 and version 1, version 2 is supported by CyberArk, your SNMP version. And the latest version, I think, in SNMP is version 3, which is not yet supported by CyberArk. Yes, Ashish, you were about to say something. Go ahead.
Sir, like there is a product in CyberArk which is as a SaaS based, like in the cloud.
Yes, it's your CyberArk Privilege Cloud, which is
So,
a
sir, it
SaaS.
is
Yep.
so it is fully managed by the CyberArk team, like the vaulting and the all of the things.
No, no, only your
Like
Vault and PVW is managed by the CyberArk. Rest of the component you need to manage. But most of the, like, let's suppose if you want to change some configuration, if you want to add some more LDAP, a host, or any main configuration you need to perform, then you need to reach out to the CyberArk support only, because they have the Vault and PVW with them, and that is taken care by them only.
and sir, this product is introduced in this year in 2022.
No, no, it's there from I think from past few years. It's there. I exactly don't remember the date, but it's there from few years. Yep. Okay, so if we don't have any questions, so let's.
Yes, sir. One last question. Sir, what is the use of main user like batch user?
Sorry,
Batch user.
batch user is generally used to delete the history of your every. If you will, let's suppose by default it's 30 days. So when you will log into private R client, and if you will try to open a safe, so it will give you a pop-up, delete the history, expired history. So that is taken care by your batch user, like internal processing cleanup of your saves are taken care by the batch user. Okay, so guys, I'll be uploading this video by day after tomorrow, on this coming Sunday. So you can watch this video if anyone has missed. So, and also you can mail me if you want, like, mostly on every Friday, or um, after 2 Fridays I used to conduct this mock session. So you can always ping me on, you can mail me. Then if I'll conduct one, I'll add you guys, or will send a notification to you.
Thank you, sir, for this
Oh,
session.
okay. No worries, guys. So thank you, everyone, and have a good day. Bye.